It's showtime. And the only people who will hear me say that are the people who are playing it back. I'll just kick back and chill a little bit and wait until people join us on the streams. Here they come. Merry Sunday. Merry early feeling Festivus and Christmassy. What's the date today? 17th of 12th. So one more week and it's Christmas. Hang on. Yes, Christmas Eve, isn't it? Because Christmas Day is on the Monday. Yeah, the following day will be the Sunday. You might hear some scritching in the background. That is because Dolly is with me. She's joined me. And yeah, I can't let her out because I'm sat here by the camera. She's going to have to wait. She'll come back to me in a second anyway. Hello to everybody that's joining me. Tony Liddell, Emma Shaw. Let's bring one of you guys up randomly. Gently Bentley is given a wave. Anthony O'Brien. Hello to family O'Briens. You did say that you'd join us. Just wait for a few more other people to assemble into the room. Before we get talking about general things, I've got a couple of topics that are on my mind this evening. If you've got anything you'd like me to, talk about, might want to touch upon, you might think will be of general interest, then do let me know. I just watched the ITV News, and there was a chat about a guy, I've forgotten his name, was it Aaron Johnson or something? I'm very sorry, who's done 365 marathons and 365 days, and he has he finished at Wanstead Flats, but not done it involving park runs. But I think he is a park runner. Look at it in his account. I think he's in about 6 park runs. So yeah, I wasn't a huge tie-in, but that was obviously interest to the running community in general. Hello to everybody. Right, well, a few people on the YouTubes. Hello to you on the YouTubes, like Olivia Unwin, for example. Hello, Olivia. Happy Arsenal, top of the league day and Sunday. That too. Yeah. Man United and Liverpool drew. So those of you who don't really care about football and will then vacate this stream and leave because it's not about parkrun or running. I am an Arsenal fan, if you didn't know already, and Arsenal are top of the league because Liverpool got held to a 0-0 draw by Man United, which makes me happy because it means that they share the spoils and the points, and it keeps us on top of the league. Right, there you go. Hopefully, and also what usually happens within the first few minutes, the signal is a bit wonky. It takes about 2, 3, 4 minutes to kick in, just settle down. So I may be a bit blippy. It may happen on occasion. I am plugged directly in. So there's little I can do regarding the technical side of things. It is mostly strong, primarily strong. Nikki Clark, hello Nikki Clark to you, and another YouTuber. Let's put this up. Chris Hood, morning Danny, morning app up the Arsenal. Definitely another Arsenal fan, obviously other side of the planet. Martin Derra, who's in Schiphol Airport. Yeah, because you weren't at where were you? You posted in the arbitrary post. I can't remember. But yeah, you were in the Netherlands, obviously, and I can't remember which event you went to. Matt Jaziorski, there's a bunch of you on YouTube today. Hello. Helen Rutter, can't stay, we'll watch later with friends right now. That's fine. No need to give reasons. If you can't be with me, that's fine. I don't expect everybody to be available for this. Is just a little addition on the Sunday nights. I'm morning all, Chris Hood meant. Sorry, right, okay. No congratulations to this. Yeah, I look forward to talking about this on Tuesday morning. Me. 650. It's a thing, and I'm celebrating. And me. Yeah, each to their own. She goes, oh, it's a long way. I saw an Instagram post. I'll show you in a second. It's a long way to get to 1,000. Yes, Nicola, I know. I am a few years ahead of you. I know exactly how it feels. I know what it's like, and I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I've got 180. No, what am I on? I can't remember. What am I on? Again, these numbers don't. How little attention I give. Let's have a look at the L5K app, shall we? Not Discord. Discord has a very similar color. What's the thing? What am I on? 84. So I've got 166. No, 176. Do the maths, Danny. Yes, 176 until 1,000. That's fine. That's fine. Anyway, do you know what? I'll bring up a feed in a second. Look, Emma brought it up. I'm going to bring it up. So have a look at this. Let's present. I do wish it was a little easier to switch between the tabs on StreamYard. Yeah, let's bring this up. I can't play the music on it. Music as a subject matter will come up in a bit anyway, or later on. So go to here, go to present. Bear with me. Hope you're doing very well, everybody. I will try and whip through your comments in a second. Just hang around for a second with me, and then I want to add this, and then you'll see what we're on about with Nicola's 650. Right, there we go. So this is her on her Instagram. She'll like the fact that we're promoting her Instagram. Nicola Ford, and she has Nicola Runs. She has 2 accounts on here. I'm going to hit play because it's a video. She's currently simping for Brooks and the trainers. Loves all the hashtags. Hashtags. There's a QR code. We'll go through that again in a second because look at that, Neil Holloway. What a fantastic t-shirt. Who cares about the 650? It's hello Brooks people, don't know who you are, but there we go. What is that abomination? Right, let's see if we can get a better close-up shot of it. There. What's that? Horrendous. Anyway, we'll come back to it in a second. Let's go through your comments. Victoria Hewison, hello. Beverly Gow, no countdown on the YouTube. Watching with Angie and current boyfriend. Yeah, there was 10 seconds of countdown. I hope. I'm trying not to have 30 seconds. I'm all about rapidity in terms of entertainment. If you ever notice or listen in the pod, I cut stuff out. I bring it down. I tighten. I'm lightening and tightening. And it's all about keeping the tensions going. Nemani van der Blake. Hello, Ian Thompson, also on the tubes. Everyone's on the tubes. From the Koala Crew. No context comment. I'm assuming Koala Crew is Australia. More context, please, Ian. Thank you very much. Kathy Nightingale, evening. Emma Shaw is taking me this long to notice that's a Santa hat and not your usual cap. Yeah. Yes, because I thought I'd just get into the Christmas festive feeling and season. And as I did that, I just knocked a load of dolly fluff off of me. And she's just down there and she's making her way over. And I'll give you, those of you who want to see Dolly, a show in a second. Billsdale Park and Parkrun. Thank you, Martin. That's where you were in the Netherlands. Rachel Bentley is chatting to my mum. Hello, Mummy. Mummy Norman's in the house, is she? Hello there. Karen Spackman. I was hoping for the King Danny hat, but I guess that only comes out on the big day. Yeah, it is. This was with the King Danny hat. King Danny hat will be brought out on Christmas Day. So once again, as is my annual tradition since 2012, Michaela Joycey, who made it for me. Yeah, I have got it. It's looking perfectly fine, and it will be on my noggin on Christmas Day. Martin Bishop says, hello, Danny. Hello, everyone. Oh, you're calling because you want to go out. But the trouble is, you followed me down here. Right, excuse me. Why do you pull on my jumper? Hang on a second. Let's just remove this. Let's say hello to everybody. I know you're perfectly fine. I know she's fully eaten. She's fully watered. She's been snoozing. She's been on my lap for a long time this afternoon. She's perfectly happy, content. And when I started to walk down here, she shot out and followed me down here. So she's chosen to be with me. Anyway, but she'll settle down in a bit. She'll settle down. Anyway, right, carry on. Where were we? Everyone's saying hello to my mum. Kia Ora from New Zealand says Melanie McGregor. Kia Ora to you too. Nicola Ford, me. Right, let's bring this up. You can actually, if you've not already replied to that, what is this abomination? What is this? It's just, I don't know. Martin Owen, it's a thing. Yeah, Martin, not funny. You're always like that. No, not funny, Martin. No, don't encourage it. Nah, mate. Nah. Linda Norman, evening to everybody. So my mum's having a chat with people. And Ian and Riley's adventures. That sounds like a channel to me. Evening to you. And what we got, Ian Thompson. I saw quite a few people using the 5K app for their barcodes on Saturday. Good to see. I think there's been a bit of a sudden rise in digital. I've been scanning a lot recently. And yeah. I think that people are starting to switch to the digital version. There's nothing wrong with the paper ones. And as I said last week or earlier in the week, I still have my wristband. But the digital ones, I'm starting to scan a lot more of those now. On phones, everybody always has their phones. And a lot of runners have GPSs as well. And as we've gone over already, QR codes and so on. Which reminds me, let's go back to Nicola's QR code thing. Look, she learned how to do it. If this plays, are you playing? Yeah. Look at these Brooks, sponsor Nicola quick. And a little bit of video, and then where's the QR code? See if I can get it. And come on, Nicola, edit it down a bit. Come on, here we go. There we go. Ta-da! There's QR code, which I'm assuming scanned quite quickly. Did that scan very, very quickly? And what did you say on this? Yeah, it's a long way from 500 Club to the 1,000 Club, and going on about your artistic skills. That's very good. That's very good. Right. Hello, Sarah Gardner, and then Emma Shaw. That is the perfect profile pic for the pods. Yeah, I'm not using it, Emma. The more you go on about me using it for the published post, it's not happening. Why have you not learned this? The more you egg me on to do something, I'm not going to do it. Martin Owen, I'm just going to ignore now. That's the last you get a mention. And then Ali's son, congratulations, Nick. Everyone's going on about. Fantastic. You sound a bit grumpy to me, Danny. You're okay, hun. Nah, you're just an attention seeker, aren't you? And I'm calling you out on it. That's what it is. Me, Brooks, please sponsor me. Olivia Unwin. As soon as I saw the 650 top, I became even more excited for this week's argumentative pod. I'm not even going to argue about it. The fact is, I have editorial control. If anything goes in, I don't want to go in. I'll just cut it out. Simple as that. Very, very simple. Hi from Anthony, and of course, just in case, anyway, it's Nicola's doing it. She knows it's a pseudo wind up and under the skin sort of thing. Of course, Nicola can celebrate whatever she wants. Do you know what? The fact that I actually have to clarify this, just in case people take things too seriously, literally, Nicola can happily celebrate anything she wants. If she wants to celebrate 675 and 700, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to endorse it or say it should be a thing, etc. But it's entirely up to Nicola. She wants to celebrate it, and all the credit to her for making it a fun occasion and having an event at parkrun in the morning. The t-shirt still is an abomination, in my subjective opinion. It still looks absolutely horrendous. And anybody who ever adds additional numbers on the back of their t-shirts, hot take, yeah, the term hot take. Anybody who adds additional numbers onto their milestone t-shirts, Nicola didn't do that. She obviously rudimentary version of a 6 gun on the back. I really, do you know when you see those really good looking cars? Like naturally, you buy a car and it looks fantastic off of the court, right? And fantastic designed vehicle. And then some people decide to go and put some additional stuff on top. And most of the time, it makes it look worse. And they're personalizing it. So when you see those milestone t-shirts with additional numbers put on that aren't milestones, like drawing a moustache on the Mona Lisa. I've said that before. Anyway, hot take, just my opinion. That's all it is. That's all it is. And of course, if people do additional numbers outside of that by adding like a cutout number, so that's fine. That's absolutely great. It's a little bit of a fun. It's all temporary, isn't it? Hi from Anthea and me, says Alan Griffiths. Hello, Alan. Ian Thompson. We wore our ugly Christmas koala singlets. Well, thank you for the context finally, Ian. Christmas koala singlets at Clapham Common on Saturday. So of course, Parkrun Adventures have ugly singlets, and this year's budgies. And then of course, they've had a variety of traditional Australian animals over the years. I can't fit in the one vest that I have. I don't really buy new clothes at the moment because I'm not sure what my body shape is doing at the moment. I'm trying to lose weight, so there's no point in me buying anything. Joanna Castles, we bumped into your old chauffeur at Tamworth Castle grounds after 8.5 years. What's his name? Not quite sure. Could be Jed Lester. Nicola Forward, and congrats on your obsessive. Who's that to? Is that to reply? I don't know. Rach Bentley, hello, Dolly. Do you remember the McFly song? It's all about you. Yeah, yes, Anthony. It's all about Nick. It's all about Nick, baby. Hello, Dolly, says everybody. What's this? Emma Shaw, she is an absolute machine gun of comments, isn't she? Danny keeps asking what that T is. It's a perfect profile pic for the... where's the button to block and ban? Click. I can delete comment and I can block user. Oh, I have the power. Lindsay Burrell. Yes, definitely a lot more people using digital barcodes as Lindsay. So Lindsay is a very frequent volunteer. Yeah, she'll know that better than I. And also nice that my anecdotal experience in the past few weeks is actually being shared by Lindsay. Yeah, whichever works. As I said, QR codes, absolutely love them in terms of speed and accuracy. I love the printed versions too, but sometimes just sweat gets in them. And sometimes you can stand there a little while, for ages while a little bit is just slightly smudged on the paper. Rachel Bentley, I agree regarding scanning. Genius is about 50-50 to phones and barcodes. Yeah, I definitely think that there is a cultural shift to that. Nicola Forward, how do I turn off the subtitles? They're not talking about me positively. They're not talking about me and me only. I'm on Facebook. Everybody go to my Instagram, and I can't figure out how to. I'm on Facebook. I don't know. There should be a little button in the bottom right-hand corner, just a tap to turn the subtitles off. They're probably getting in the way of all the text underneath, isn't it? Martin Aaron said something. I'm not going to read it out, as promised. Mark Kencroft, hello, Danny. Have a good Christmas, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Have a good Christmas to you too. I'm getting more excited as we get nearer. I'm not really a massive Grinch. I just think that it's always it's circumstantial as to where you're at in life, as to how you're going to celebrate it or not. And some years are great, and other years not so much. And it depends on your, like I say, on your circumstances. Lindsay Burrell. QR codes are easier to scan than barcodes and watches. Again, agree. Jewel Ranger. Hello, Drew Edwards. And someone's just leapt across. Yeah, I know you leapt across onto my lap. Hello, Bubba. And then the minute I stroke you, your fluff goes everywhere. Hang on. Oh. Are you going to stomp all over on the keyboard? Don't turn anything off. Hang on. Sorry, don't turn anything off. Yeah. No, don't go into the actual box. There's one here. Come here. Let's see if we can get you on. Let's see if we can get you. Hi. That's it. Take it. So polite with your paw. You're such a beautiful girl in terms of doing that. All right. She's so good in terms of like she just puts. Should we do it again? Do you want to see that again? We did that, had 100 people, and then 8 people just left. 92. So not cat fans. Right. Do you want to pour the hand again? To ask for it again? Look at there. You go. Look. Come here. Right, there she goes. She's got it. She's happy now. Hey, Danny, love the Crimbo hat. Thank you very much, Drew. Emma Short again. I didn't know how to change it to the QR code. One easy button press. Thanks for the tip on that one. The small watch barcode was a struggle to get scanned. Yeah, it was. It works, but like I say, what was I struggling with at the weekend? The one I struggle with is the. I got one here. So let's cover my information just in case. That, or not the blue ones in particular, but the pink ones, and it's in the sunshine because it was very sunny on Saturday. So what I think was happening is the sunshine with the pink, it just wasn't creating the contrast between the black and the white, as it were. Obviously it's pink and white, but you know what I mean in terms of like the pattern here. So it couldn't read it, and I was having to get the people to turn, or I was turning, so the sun was away and it would pick it up that way. So that's. It does struggle a little bit in that respect, but QR codes again, they just seem to be picked up so quickly. They are, like I say, use both. I'm not trying to get people away from barcodes at all by any means, but if you can have a QR code, yeah, definitely worth giving it a go every now and then. Claire Rosemary Evans, sorry. Yep, my wristband has worn off, but I'm being Yorkshire and too cheap to replace it. Digital it is. Yeah, and by all means, I don't want to say, right, go and get your free barcode app on your GPS. Don't buy the wristbands anymore, because I don't particularly want to damage any revenue generation stream into parkrun by any means. But yeah, like I said, mind you saying that, I would get the wristband. Always have a wristband anyway, just in case. Ice details is another thing. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Where are we? Liz Shazam. Hello. Lots of us have just finished watching the 100th milestone and last. Okay, excuse me. It's the last Nekarufa Parkrun quarantine quiz. Wow, excuse me. Has that been that long? It's the last one. A chance remark, and with me now, lockdown Facebook live chat to join in, expanded our virtual and now real Parkrun family. It's been a heck of a job to do those little quizzes that I've heard all about. Credit to everyone that's been in part of that. Fantastic. Right. Ian Thompson, paper barcodes were the exception when I was scanning, though probably more down to young people at Clapham. Clapham. Clapham is surrounded by young professionals, isn't it, who are going to have all the tech on them. Yeah, very much. I mean, a printer, I expect, is something they only have at work. I think that applies to a lot of people nowadays. I even had some people registered on the line after finishing, not possible before. Yeah, that's the wonder and the beauty of being able to do that. Get your digital barcode. I've done a video for it. You can get it on the 5K app as well. Yeah, there's very little reason not to be able to be scanned at the end now. And it doesn't have to be your phone, and you don't have to hold your own barcode. You can have a friend get their barcode up for you. I mean, a lot of family do that. Obviously, juniors, you see that where a mum or dad or guardian will just go foot, and then flick through, and they'll have the barcodes in their various apps or photos, etc. Nicola Ford, maybe I'll celebrate 651. I'm down for that. I'm happy for that. It's just as arbitrary. You can do 652 if you want. Celebrate to your heart's content. Although, how would you do the number on your back of your t-shirt? You'd end up having to do the 6 and the 5, but you just have to do a massive 1 that covers a 0. David Irwin, names of parkruns: Riverside, Riverfront, Riverside Walk. You want to talk about the event names that are going to confuse? I may come back to that. Danny does grind my gears, which is a Family Guy reference. Peter Griffin just goes on and says what grinds his gears. And Emma is chatting away again. Billy Peters, tap on, Danny, tap 3 dots, bottom right, turn off captions. That's for Nicola to know. Thank you very much for passing on the information to turn the subtitles off. David Owen, names on milestone teas. Oh, the names of the events. Again, I don't mind. Obviously, there's a limit, as I think I said before. Was it a few weeks ago? 50 you can get all your events on. 100 different events you can get on. 250 becomes very, very hard. Good luck once you get into the 500 different events, trying to put it all over your t-shirt. Teeny tiny little text. Tony O'Connell, Talk. Hello, good morning, Talk. Hope you're doing well. How's the weather down there? It's all summertime where you are. You lucky devils. Mind you, it hasn't been so bad today. It's a little cold in the wind, but it hasn't been as bad as it could be. Ian Pullen, yes. Okay, we'll come to that. Yes, he's right. Okay, I will come to this, Ian, and I will come to that in a bit. Right, absolutely desperate for me to talk about it. If you haven't seen the Singing Striders, check out what they're doing at Parkrun, singing with amended wording, running related, raising money for charity. Great Parkrun Christmas spirit. Right, this is a. Okay, I'll talk about it now. Let's talk about it now, and let's make things very clear. So I don't want to ignore Ian, and Ian is obviously speaking about it, and it will be spoken about. And Parkrun UK shared a blog post about them doing it. There is a difficulty with this, and I wanted to bring it up now. Let me just clarify. What is that on there? Let me just clarify. I'm thinking bigger picture, not just parochially regarding this subject. So I had a check of the Singing Striders. And they're singing, running songs and carols and having music, and they're changing lyrics and everything else. And the video that I saw, they had music playing. Now, in the past, I have said regarding music that, so for a long time, Parkrun has said you can't have music. I asked somebody very high up at Parkrun, I said, can we clarify on this? And the wording was, we do not have music at Parkrun. That's not true. It's not true, because everybody watching right now, I bet you've been to an event. If you're a tourist, especially, you'll have been to an event where they play music. An open secret is Berkeley Green, for example. They have their music blasting out loud throughout the event on speakers. And it's in my video. It's in my YouTube video, actually, when I went there, in terms of, I spoke about that. And there are other events that I'm not going to mention in terms of that, but Berkeley Green, I think, is one of the ones that most people think of in the south, southeast, southwest area, if they've been over to Berkeley Green, sorry. And when it comes to talking about this, endorsing it, the officially, so the rules say the rules of policy and everything else. Let's just go over this a little bit. So rather than bring it up, it says on the wiki, so the Parkrun wiki, it says the use of music at Parkrun. So this language has changed. This has changed. It says is discouraged for several reasons. So discouraged is a different word, I believe. I think that's been changed. This gives them an out. It's a bit of a woolly thing, as in we don't encourage it, we don't endorse it, but we know it goes on, but we're not going to come jumping down on an event team with a bunch of volunteers, because it's just going to cause an upset and pick a fight that nobody wants to pick. For example, if people are playing music, raising money for charity, Singing Striders at Cycler Park, then if Parkrun says, stop it, don't do it, it makes Parkrun look really, really bad. However, there is a legal issue and a legal matter and precedent setting regarding this. So we'll come back to that in just a second. So let me just carry on with the wiki page reading. Okay. So, and when I'm talking about not having music at parkruns, and I've said this in the past, it's not that I'm not an advocate of music. I love music. I have music on in my car. Music brings me great joy. It brings me a lot of, it can help you in emotional states, right? I'm a big fan of music. I'm not anti-music in the right settings. However, I'm concerned, not about trying to ruin anyone's fun, about a legal matter. I'm thinking Parkrun as a whole. Now, you have to think of Parkrun as an organization with many, many different outlets, shops, whatever you want. Think of it in terms of McDonald's. Think of it in terms of supermarkets. Now, certain supermarkets have music playing. Tesco's, Asda, I think, have it all, don't they? Lidl's or whatever don't. But certain shops do. If you play music publicly, you have to have a license, right? That's just a legal thing. And we'll come to that in just a second. Parkrun isn't exempt from that. So if you have music at one Parkrun event, you are in this position where either all parkruns can play music, or no parkruns can play music, or some do, but you just have to say it's discouraged and ignore that factor. And let's just not pick that fight and hope that no one picks up on it. Because you can't suddenly have 800 events in the UK, for example, doing it, because it's going to come at a cost. And I'll come to that in a second. So it also says in the wiki, it is not in keeping with Keep It Simple. So of course, what that would encourage is, okay, if suddenly Parkrun said you can play music openly and would encourage it, music, the speakers, Spotify stuff, are people going to start buying speakers from donations? Is it appropriate use of that funds? And then what type of music is going to get played? Some music this is a subjectivity of tastes with music as well, isn't there? So there's that side. So that's point one. In many territories, point two, it says licenses are required to play music in public. So this is the global piece of information. And you need a license. Again, we'll come to that in a second. Landowner permission is usually required, which is point three, which is another factor. Many green spaces have bylaws against music being played publicly. Obviously, if you're going to be blasting music out, you might be surrounded by neighborhoods, houses. There are many events that I've been to very recently that have houses right against it who are a bit conscious of the noise being made by the runners alone. Having music blaring out, you can't encourage that either. That's going to upset neighbors. Okay, so there's that issue too. So every event is nuanced in terms of what it can and can't do. So if I then sit here and go on my platform, right, I'm going to encourage the use of music at different events, A, it would make me a hypocrite, and B, it would cause complications because you're encouraging something as a precedent that cannot be repeated down the line at other locations across the board. So I'm conscious of that. And the next bit with music is music can cause stress for people with certain disabilities. And then people may think, oh, is that really true? Well, yes. And I'll give you a case example. So Lovelace Juniors, where I was this morning, which has been set up a few weeks ago. So event number 5, it was set up specifically for special educational needs children. It was SEN. So the money was done from a funding point of view. And the reason why it was brought to the school, it was away. So it was, you can't have other public bring their dogs down. It's on school grounds. So it was a space in that sense, safe space in that sense. Because of course you can't stop dogs from being in other junior parkrun locations, but we can here. And the one child in particular whose father asked for it to be there said he's really hyper frightened of dogs and has autism. And if you had music blaring, the lovely little lad, it's the first time he turned up this morning. He has those sound, what do you call this? I've forgotten the term of it, but it goes over the ears, basically to protect the ears from the sound. And if you were blasting music out, that would be too much for him and he wouldn't be able to stay at parkrun and go. So I have my own anecdotal example of that. And that's another reason that they're also aware of regarding that. And I think that's perfectly fair. And then they've also added this very recently. South Africa has its very own version of this. We encourage parkrun teams not to play. So listen to the language. We encourage parkrun teams not to play music. So that's basically saying, please don't do it. But we know it's going to happen. They're not going to be able to police it. And then the reason, as this creates noise pollution in our green spaces, our contracts with councils to hold parkruns in public spaces do not include permission to play music. Please also bear in mind that music can cause stress for people with certain disabilities. So it's the same thing there, right? Okay. Who is going to sue a local event team? None. Could somebody build a case against parkrun to say your events are playing music without license? So if you Google, do you need a license to play music in public? So you have to consider that many parkruns are, well, they're public events. Any member of the public can go to a parkrun event, obviously outside of custodial events, etc. You know what I mean. We'll go to parkrun events, a public space. It's why you can record and take photographs freely. You can take photographs, you can video. It's a public space. You have permission to be there. So if you're playing music in a public space, the official line is, why is my Facebook dinging? I think actually, do you know what? I need to take that off. Anyway, under the Copyright Designs and Patents Act 1988, permission is needed from the relevant copyright holders, those people who create music in order to play or perform music in public. Obtaining the music license gives you this permission in relation to the vast majority of commercially available music. And then you go into the PPL PRS website and they get money for artists, ranging from big artists down to small ones. And the government website, gov.uk, says exactly the same thing. It's fundamentally the same thing. You need to get a license if you play recorded music in public or at your business. Stage live music events, play live or recorded music in a theatre, use sound recordings in a theatrical production, and so on. Right. I think I've made the case clear perfectly enough. I don't want to bang on and be all sort of like legal and boring regarding that. So that's why I'm conscious of. I absolutely love the fact that they are doing this for every good reason, and their intentions are great and they're pure. It just makes it very hard. If you look at the Parkrun blog, it doesn't actually state anything about them playing music, but I've had a look at their stuff and they are playing music in the background. So I'm caught between a rock and a hard place of going, you're going to look like a really grinchy git, Danny, by saying, oh, you're playing music you shouldn't. But at the same point, I love the fact that they're doing something with good intention, pure intention, and raising money for charity. I don't have any issue with that. But you see that I have a conflict here from a platform point of view as to what I can say, what I can encourage, and what I can endorse. So I hope that makes sense regarding the music thing. It's why I don't do it in the pod either. A couple of weeks ago, I think it was a few weeks ago, somebody mentioned that they played music, and I cut it out because I don't want to end up having the comments, people going, you're not meant to play music, etc., etc. And you said in the past, Danny. So it's one of these little difficulties that goes on behind the scenes that it takes a while to explain as to why you have that mindset. So I hope it makes it out that I'm not a grumpy git about music. I love it. I'm just thinking bigger picture. I hope that's fair. Anyway, right. I've banged on way too much about that. Let's have a look at the comments. So thank you for notifying me, Ian, about that. I hope you understand why I'm not going to end up going too much about spreading the word on it. I'll leave that for you guys to do locally. And like I say, Parkrun UK really on the blog on those guys too. Victoria O'Brien, I think the subtitles are hilarious. Whilst I've been, TED talking, I expect there's a lot of comments have come in. Sarah Gardner, sorry, I have a merch question. Are the long sleeve Milestones tees new? You are such a noob. You're such a parkrun noob. Still working on ordering that present for someone about to hit the 100, potentially over the new year. Sorry, I'm such a noob. Before I even got to the bit that says you are a noob. Answer Sarah's question for her. Nicholas chatting away about the subtitles. Vanessa Beadsworth managed to download a QR code today. So chuffed because I am a complete techno twonk. Elliot Line is celebrating Nicola's 650. Playing devil's advocate, the important milestone is in 16. Elliot, you're a little antagonist as well. I know you are. Elliot plays the whole, oh, I'm shy and quiet. I've seen you post in certain places on Facebook groups, Elliot. You can be a little devil. You can be a little prodding of a bear with a stick. I know what you like. You've got a little bit of a cheeky side to you, mischievous side to you. Louise was. I knew you'd chip in. Hello, Louise. I know because it was Gunnersbury and I saw you were there. I looked at the roster and I saw your name was down. I knew you would be speaking about yesterday morning. Parkrun CEO Russ Jeffries scanned my barcode yesterday. I deliberately used a QR code on the 5K app rather than my wristband. Yep, Parkrun staff had their Christmas party on Friday night. Came down into London, so you had various people like Kathy Martin, Ian Rutson, James Kemp coming down from the north, and so they were at Gunnersbury yesterday. I saw that PSH, Joe, Helen, Hood with Fraser, everyone saw it all there. And they had a wonderful time. And Gunnersbury, haven't been to Gunnersbury for a longer time. I've run there twice, but yeah, not far, just up the road from me. I need to go back at some point. Drew Edwards, hey Danny, I did a dolly and leapt from YouTube to Facebook. Welcome to Facebook. More comments here. Martin Kaplan, I hope the mic picks up on the munching sound. She's very, very quiet. She's a little older girl and she doesn't have all her teeth. When I first got her, she had to have a bunch of teeth taken out because whoever had her beforehand wasn't brilliant. Dolly is so gentle and patient, says Emma. She really is. She absolutely is. Nicola Ford, oh my goodness, I'm dressing up is a thing. Thank you, Mr. Light. Do you know what? I would absolutely love that and endorse that. Please have Nicola have 666. It is a Nelson. It's also the number of the devil. So you can wear a devil costume and then put your 666 on the back. Should I be encouraging? People on the YouTubes, Jane Cuskin. Hello, Jane. I have a blue one of those bands and it's always a struggle to scan. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's best intentions, but black and white. Black and white is the purest, isn't it, really? I had someone do a photograph of his printed barcode, and then I explained, if you're going to use a phone digital, it's best to download the 5K app. Trying to convince people to download the 5K app because it's free, and then them not believe you. You always have that. I had that when I first did parkrun. It's free. What's the catch? There isn't one. There genuinely isn't one, but you and I know that. Lindsay Burrell, the color wristbands with white bars are a pain to scan. Absolutely. I still wear my wristband for the ice, as all of my training runs are solo. Wristband easier to spot than anything on a watch for non-runners. David Irwin. Can anybody do a quick count? Who comments the most on this? Is it Emma Shaw or Nicola tonight? Anybody able to copy paste it and do an Excel sheet and find out how many? Who's the most commentous person? David Irwin. Difficult to scan wristbands at times. Need to stretch them and put out sun occasionally. Drew Edwards, a big fan of the 5K app. So am I. I'm not so into all the multiple. In terms of convenience of finding data, there's certain things that I'm sure they'll be working on. I'm not a big fan of all the. What have we got? Let's go to me, shall we? Let's have a look in terms of it all. View profile, and then you've got the challenges. So officially, I'm 98% complete on the challenges, 33 or 33. And a lot of these were ported over from the running challenges. So I always hope that it never gets forgotten. A lot of this stuff was done by the running challenges peeps and Andy and Laura. So whilst they were the OGs, they were the foundation setters on a Chrome extension, but everything has been built from that. So things like challenges, Alphabeteer, Christmas Day, Compass Club, Carol Club, I've done, what am I, 99% on date bingo. I think that includes junior volunteering as well. I know you can switch the tabs to show if you're including your volunteer data or junior data as well. Double ton, festive double, frame, 250 club, Groundhog Day, Jet Setter, monthly, namely Old McDonald's, Palindrome, Parkrun. A lot of these are just done by default with even focusing. Pirates, Position Bingo, 90%, single ton, Snake, staying alive. I know there's like Beehive and other places. It's the other app because there's more than one parkrun app. There's 3 unofficial ones. The Full Ponty Tourist, etc., etc. What have I done? 100%. What's the one thing that I'm missing? So this is the one thing at the bottom, the World Tourist. So I'm 55%. I mean, to be able to go and do a parkrun in every country, that is the most exclusive, I would say, for everybody, because you have to travel thousands of miles to be able to do that. Right, where are we? Sorry, Nicola, Alan Griffiths. Nicola needs a shirt with a programmable digital display on the back. It would be handy. Do you know? You never know. I imagine in maybe 15, 20 years' time, somebody will come up with a fabric that you can do that. And you'll just change the number, what run you are on the back. My non-park running friend is in Australia at the moment. All I could think of was the parkrun opportunities. Thank you, Ian. Drew Edwards, an event that plays music, never wink, wink, lol. Yeah, there's we all know. David Baker, Cross Flats, Junior's Brick House, it happens. Here we go. I'm sure the comments are now going to say where people play music. Matt Jones, at every park run, I use a barcode on my Garmin. Plus, I have one on my trainer laces and keyring and one with my bank cards and a spare in the glove box. Absolutely. I have a spare barcode in my phone. I've got them all over the place. And like I say, as long as you're with people, you can just go and ask a stranger and say, excuse me, could I borrow your phone for a second? Best not name the event. The first one I went to after lockdown had 2 songs on loop with Boys Are Back in Town and Born to Run. Yeah, I think here we're going to have the music things, aren't we? Many marshals like to have music on a little speaker, so can only really hear it when quite close. I think that is more acceptable than an event planning through a huge speaker for all to hear around the park. Yeah, I mean, a run director is not going to be able to know. And I've been to events where you go to a marshal, they're 2.5K away from the start line. They have a little speaker, they're playing music, and the run director's completely none the wiser. It's not going to be policed. It's just, again, it's everything. You have to be understanding of circumstance and nuance. It's very nuanced. People's intentions. Where does it cross the line? Just to be aware of it, I think. It's not saying, right, okay, draconian, thou shalt never, and if you do, you should be punished and expelled from parkrun. We're not saying that, but about recognizing what can be done. And also, some people say we've already got a license. The land we're on, we've already got a license. Doesn't work. I went to an event and they asked the place they were being held on, can we use a license? And they went, no. no, we've paid money for this. You're not having a music license. The parkrun would have to pay for the license separately, so they can't do it. And then I've been to other ones. I went, well, this land people have music license. Doesn't matter. That's their license for them. It's not for the parkrun event. You are just using their land. So it's having like the music license to be played. I'm not a legal master of it, but it is separate. It's a separate thing, as far as I know. If you know otherwise, if you're a legal person, please jump in and say, no, Danny, you're wrong. Drew Edwards. Wetherspoons didn't have music for a long time in key brands due to the licensing cost. Yeah, that's why I expect things like Lidl don't, because it's a money-saving device, isn't it? Hi, Danny, I'm late. Sound like a student. Don't worry, people will come in and out. They do. I see the numbers. People come in and out all the time. That's the entire point of a live. It's not meant to be you have to sit from beginning to end like a lecture. It's not like that at all. People can come in for 15 minutes. They can come in for 30 seconds. They can stay for the entire hour plus if they want. It's entirely up to you. It's just a rapid chat on a Sunday night. How long have I been going? 40 minutes. I do want to have a little bit of a game in a second. I want to play with you guys with something, which what I did on Friday. I'll do that in a second once I try and get through these comments. Warm in Australia, fascinating discussion. We're watching in the cinema foyer. Have to go in to watch Maestro. Enjoy the film, Alan. Have fun. In Thompson, there's a risk of going to Wham Halla this time of year. Ear defender. Thank you, ear defenders. Sorry, yeah. Sometimes when you're talking rapidly for an hour, your vocabulary does leave you high and dry. There will be occasions when my brain has a little bit of a brain fart and I can't think of the word. Thank you guys. Yeah, ear defenders. Somebody did a swear. I won't bring that up just in case. Ian Thompson, guy at Wickham Rye, isn't a volunteer, stands at the side of the path playing his own music via a big speaker. I mean, you're going to be at parkruns, and I've been at parkruns when you've got personal trainers on the same ground as you. They're going to be playing music out of their speaker. And of course, that's got nothing to do with the event. So you're going to hear music. I'm purely about the parkrun organization being seen as somebody who has music play at their event, because there is fundamentally a legal cost at stake if there was to be a case built. Does that make sense? Like I say, you're going to have anecdotal differences regarding all that. And circumstantial differences. David Irwin went to new parkrun number 5. Well, an event that was number 5. Warm up, waist harness and dogs. Finished token was told fine if someone didn't want a token, and didn't have finished token support. Sorry, I need to read. Warm up, waist harness on dogs. Finished. Oh, you went to an event, parkrun number 5, new one, with a warm up. Waist harnesses and dogs. Well, there was someone going around the dog in their waist harness at Belton at the weekend. Again, you're not going to stop it. It's going to happen. It's just trying to manage it, isn't it? Finished token was told fine if someone didn't want a token. Well, that would then throw out the timer. And didn't have finished token support or funnel manager. Well, it depends on how big the event was as well, doesn't it? If you've got 20 people, you don't need finished token support or funnel manager. So we need some context on this, David. Sorry, mate. You are an ambassador. Don't forget. Well, you were an ambassador. Don't forget. You can relay this information. So are you? What is the purpose of this? Casual walker went through finished funnel by mistake. How do you help a new team without sounding as though telling him off? You mean you individually? I mean, teams are meant to be trained beforehand. They're meant to be given a few months of lead up into it and taken through, walk through, takeover events, and ideally given tests and challenges. You want things to go slightly wrong so they can practice that challenge, like in the result system. How do you help a new team without sounding as though telling them off? You just need to get their ambassador you need to relay the concern to get their ambassador to guide them. I mean, you were an ambassador, your critical event support, critical incident line support. You know the best way, most polite way to feed that information back. Nicola Forward, oh my goodness, it's exactly what I need. What, me talking? Thank you very much indeed. Drew Edwards again. Oh, Drew Edwards is trying to catch up on the old comments front. I totally understand, Danny. It's such a tightrope. Most artists want people to enjoy their work, but this rules, however brute force, are there to protect artists from having their work used without them being exploited. And it's not about the big artists too. You see how many artists will say they're up and coming and their music's being used. And for example, Spotify pays them naff all in terms of it, which is a sticking point for a lot of people. And I remember when this argument came up on a Facebook group about the licensing and music licensing, there were musicians saying please don't poo-poo the purpose of this. They do it to protect us little guys too. And so it's not about just getting very wealthy musicians even more money. It's across the board. There are people who are professional musicians who aren't earning tons and tons, but they rely on their revenue from this element. My lips very dry. From royalties. Even if it's small royalties, it's still some income for them. It's important to them. Ian Pullum. Hello again, mate. I totally understand. I think the lives are a great way to have these exact type of chats, and I had my own similar thoughts. I agree, absolutely. This is why I'm liking these lives, because it then means I don't need to TED talk or monologue in the pod. The pod can stay a little bit more just structured rather than me having to go right, sigh and say again. I think it's, and also I can get immediate feedback from you guys about it. It's not about then having to worry about am I going to get emails about this subject matter. I can get immediate responses regarding it. So I'm really glad. Tim Sansom is big message. Let's read through. So I should read it before I post it up, just in case there's something naughty inside there. Disappointing weekend. Till October was guaranteed to be at parkrun every week, but missed 4 since October with illness. Formal testing new parkrun. Now paranoid about slipping in rain. Worried that routines are wavering, but hope to enjoy my favorite London parkrun at Crystal Palace next Saturday for Christmas treat. So basically, get well soon, Tim, and come back to parkrun soon. It will be fine. Please don't worry. It'll all be good going forward. Jenny Ruth, I never had an issue with my back together again. Blue wristband scanning this week. First time they're getting QR scan from watch. And then Martin Derra. Hello. Martin Derra had a first time the other week who had printed their barcode off and has had no pockets, put it in their shoe, it was shredded after 5K and unable to scan it. Yeah, I mean, I think also first timers, they just won't think I've got a paper barcode, put it in the pocket. They're new to running and will completely forget that they're going to sweat in their butt. And of course, the paper will then just disintegrate. Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of it. I've seen that many, many times. The game sounds fun. You love the lives. You are the most effervescent person on the planet, Drew, and I love you for it. You are so effervescent and smiley and happy. And yeah, I don't hear from you enough. I hope you're doing well. I hope you and fam are doing well. Any update on Parkrun Forever? I don't know anything about this. I know there's a bit of an ongoing issue regarding that people aren't getting their emails. They're not getting the monthly prize or something that they were promised, or there was a blip with the emails. It sounds like there may have been a comms issue, everybody getting emails saying they won everything. There was a big confusion. Some people thought it was a scam. I don't know much more than that. I know as much as you guys. Hopefully I believe it's being looked into by the company that's running it. I think I saw a response on Parkrun saying that they are asking the company to look into it. That's all I know on it. I'm none the wiser. I'm not signed up to Parkrun Forever, so I have to go by what you guys are experiencing. Stuart Bramwood was on the funnel at the weekend, found a barcode on the course, had all the scanners looking out for this person. We found her. Right, I think I've got to the bottom of the comments. Now I need to switch. I need to switch let's get rid of Nicola's abomination of Instagram post. And let's bring up this. So if you are aware, and it's amazing as to how many people responded to it, on Friday, I generally like to post, generally like to post wherever you're out on sat. And people love to say where they're going. Parkrun does it, and Parkrun Adventures do it too. And then people are excited to let people know where they're going. So I asked. And sometimes you have to be a bit creative for engagement purposes. Sometimes you're not quite feeling it. Sometimes you just want to put something up there, and you do. And I did a very minimal thing. And it actually resonated more than I thought it would. So let's share and present what I did. Most of you will know what I'm on about from Friday because there's 200 plus comments on it. Let's have a sneaky peeky look. Can you see that? You will be able to see it very shortly. Let's switch to that. So it should be that. And let's see if I zoom in. If I zoom in, yes, it does. It brings it up. Let's get rid of that. People is commenting on my post and it's doing a ding. There we go. So I said light and tight. Ruth Perkins. And before we go on, sorry to butt in. That's perfectly fine. Oh, my computer's going a bit slow. So get rid of Nicola. So, what's happened here? What? Why did it do that? Why did it suddenly? I don't want to see my live. I didn't click my live. Thank you. Sorry, Ruth Perkins. Sorry to butt in. Want to say a huge thank you for all the coverage and advice and report writing in the last
Ruth Perkins.
Stop playing the video.
Sorry to butt in.
Wait.
That's perfectly fine. Oh, my computer's going a bit slow.
Where's that coming from? Go away. Why is it doing that? Right. We back? We're back. You're very welcome, Ruth. You're very welcome, Ruth, in terms of doing the run report writing and the advice. If you haven't seen it, guys, the videos are on Facebook. I'm going to keep them up on YouTube. I gave a bit of advice regarding how, just to give a template. I think someone wrote a parkrun this weekend using my template. That's perfectly fine. Massively helpful. Thanks. Johnny M. I'm not even going to get to the game, am I? Or the comments. John Matthews, because of the lies I read, where you out and sat as with you all on Saturday, Sunday, it still worked out because you are here. I am. Dannyception, Danny's computer in meltdown. Yeah, right. I think it stops now. I'm back. It's not playing it again. I don't know what it's doing. Right, where you at on sat? Let's try this again, shall we? Stupid thing. Right. No, not the pay supporters group. Right. There we go. Bear with. La-di-da-di-da. It'll be about 10 minutes worth of gaming. Right, where are we? Photographs. Not the live. I wanted to see if I could guess what the responses were. Oh, look, there's the Shirley Whirly. Down, further down. Come on. Don't go. Don't leave me, everybody. Don't leave me. I'm here. I'm back. Right, 209 comments. Right, does that show? It's going to load. This computer's getting a little old now. It's getting a bit slow, like me. That's what's happening. Once upon a time, it was really quick and fast, and now it's getting all slow and clunky. Like I say, me and the computer share a similar thing. Do you want to load? Would you like to load what I just clicked on at any point? Yes, you would. Again, finally, fine. Let's do not most relevant, because what does happen is it hides certain ones. But if you do newest, so it's now whirling and twirling to try and find 209 comments. And do play along. If you get what some of the things are, do type along. Say, oh, I know what that stands for. Rachel was rubbish at this. Mark Sutherland, Danny frantically shutting down other tabs, delete browser history. Yeah, no, I have nothing to hide on this computer, which is good. Well, I have nothing to hide on any computers, as a matter of fact, but it's, yeah, I don't want you to know what websites I've went. To be honest with you, it's mostly Facebook, Twitter, BBC, YouTube, as you know. My mum thought it was I was with you all on Sunday. That was where you at on sat is what that stood for. And then L&T is obviously light and tight. Johan Duvenhaeg, I don't know this one because this is LFP, so that will be a South African parkrun number 16. And then what also happens is the emoji display is different, isn't it? The emoji display is different to on different devices. I don't know that one, Johan. You're going to have to let me know. C. van der Linden, SM, which will be in the Netherlands, not Zuiderpark. What is SM? Not sure. Tony Reeves, Big H, I know is Huntingdon. Nicola Forward, WHM, no idea. It should be MEMEMEME at Woodhousemore, obviously. Anthony Howe, Callum Burrell's chatting away to him. Alison, WHMTN to get Woodhousemore. Is that right? TN to get Geo. That's Gold Obsessive 50. I know that. Ian Rotson says G, which I now know is Gunnersbury. I didn't know on the Friday, but I do know now. I do know now. As I mentioned just a minute earlier, it's a parkrun staff gathering. Mark Brocklehurst, this was, it had me floundering, and then the comments below then let me work out. But catching up with a HP, which is Hannah Perrin, and a bowl leaf at an A. So A is Ashford. I know this now. Didn't know at the time. It's Tea Leaf, Rory Tea Leaf, which is an old reference to Rory Murphy, who stole a bag and was a tea leaf. Facebook threading is a disaster, says Ian Thompson. Isn't it just? Alison was at Wolverhampton Parkrun. Oh, she shortened Wolverhampton. WH. Where's the P? Wolves. You could have done a wolf. Done a wolf and ton. Wolf ton. Wolf. You could have done a wolf, pig, ham, and then ton. Wolf, pig, then the 100 emoji. That would have been Wolverhampton. Too late now. Captain Hindsight here. Simon Finch, working, early shift. Alan Thompson, Woodhouse Moor. Amanda Murray Hintide, SAN. Is that Amsterdam, Netherlands? Is that like 3 different locations? Something Netherlands, not sure what that is. David Hughes just said Conkers, which is light and tight. Ruth KP, BP. There are 1,001 BPs that could have been. Budgie Park, I'll assume, because I know you're down this way. Neil David Cornelius, I like this one. 14th of the 2nd. Heart. It's Valentine's. In Ilford in London. Victoria O'Brien, TCG. Well, I know where you are now, but that would have been Tamworth Castle Grounds, and then the castle emoji. Parkrun for Team O'Brien. Steve Newman, CC plus Elephant. Is that Coventry? I'm not sure what that is. Do let me know in the comments. I'll come back to that in a second. Claire Renarchik, now DDVC as volunteer coordinator, first time as welcome. Running DD. So DD. And where's DD? That's in the northeast. Which event is that? Denton Dean? Yeah. Pete Herdman, Christmas event at Rosliston. That's not light and tight. Colin Apps, BP Boston Park Run. Matt Miller, Squary's Winery. Helen Bennett, MWP and Park Walker. MWP, not sure. Need more detail. Rachel's head hurts. Eula Nil, 7F. Which is 7 fields. There you go. Did you get it? Let me know if you got it. Steve Robson. Sorry, I'm currently battling Dolly. Can you see? I'm trying to read, and somebody said, "Give me all the attention. Give me all the attention. I want your attention." Why do you look grumpy? I mean, you're perfectly happy just here. Otherwise, you'd be scrambling. Okay, down on my lap you go. Where were we? Sorry. Cat interlude. Steve Robson, York. Dennis Brandwick, W crying. Oh, yes, I am. Hang on. W cry. Normally Margate. What's W cry? Oh, yes, I am. What does that mean? Wendy Fear. This is disco ball ship, globe ship, ball ship, silver ball ship. What's that? What's the silver ball on the boat? Parkrun. Ship, boat, ball boat, ship. I don't know. I didn't get any more clues in the replies either. Lindsay Burrell, volunteer as timekeeper at Burnage. Oh, I like that because, of course, yeah, Burn Age. Very good. Elliot Line, New Year's Day. Well done. What's NYD? Not yet done. Callum Burrell, Burn Age as well. Kenny Anderson, O for something for C. Charlie Howard, H. Kenny Anderson, I don't know for what O is. I don't know what HH for Charlie Howard is. Louise East, SU, not sure. John Wheatley, AW, don't know. Cheryl Booker, TLDR, too long, didn't read. PC Melb, and so it's something. It's one of the park runs in Melbourne. Catherine Hall, and I know it's Northampton. I know Catherine is Northampton. Tony O'Connell, sunshiny emoji. Hugh Davis, MBCP. Oh, what's MBCP? What's MBCP? All right, what are the comments going on? What you let me know what the answers are. Denton Dean, gorgeous Dolly's expressions. Weepra. W crying. Weepra. It's a good one, isn't it? Okay, very good. Kenny Anderson was at Onley Custodial. People are going now. They're starting to vacate the live. They don't like this game. Didn't quite work out as well as I thought it might do. All right, let's have a quick squish through. MHV. That is. Oh God, you're volunteering. I forgot where you went in and around your vicinity in the Midlands. Peter Pullman at Beaches. Kirsty West. This is one of my favourites. Kirsty Weston. Upton House. Up and then the 100 House. Upton House. Very, very good. Daysabi Williams fell into a rabbit hole regarding ChatGPT and Nenid. Maria Wex, Jersey Farm. Kerry French. DPP. That sounds like it's an acronym, something which is a bit rude, isn't it? Yeah, I won't say what it is. Sorry, DPP, Dinton Pastures, I believe. Jeremy Townsend, SPLD. So that would be Stock. No, that would be Stockley. That's LD. Is that London? 61 or 62? I know there's 62 London events. So that would be one of those. Paul Jeffrey will mention the pod. He did his T50. Do you know what? Shall we cut it there? Let's call it a day because people are starting to vacate. It's not that much fun. What do we try and guess everything? Anyway, if you want to have fun, play along. Yeah, go and have a look. Go and have a sneaky sneak and see if you can guess some of them. And yeah, it was a bit of a laugh. Oh, the stream. Now I'm having more technical errors. I can't see the screen properly. Maybe the mouse is going crazy. Anyway, right. Last on the comments. Jenny Roo says, top. Why does this do this? Why are you? Stop it. I can't see my screen now. Jenny asks if Tok's at Sunny Hill. No, Tok is in Australia, Jenny. He's on the other side of the planet. So if he was at Sunny Hill, I'd like to have thought he'd let me know. Market Bosworth, Country Park for Hugh, Gabby and me, says Julie Thompson, course. Denton Dean for Claire and Emma Shaw. Drew Edwards was loving it. I'm sorry, Drew, but I've just hemorrhaged about 10 or 15 viewers. And then David Owen, ROW is Ross on Y, cancelled. So went to, I know which event you went to, the HOW. Okay, is that the one that you're talking about in terms of event number 5? That's it's one in Wales, isn't it? You might be talking about a different event entirely. Anyway, right, hour and 1 minute. Dolly has gone to sleep on my lap. So I think that's time to call it there. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope the music bit was clear. I hope it was all explanatory. It kind of gives you an understanding and insight into where I'm coming from regarding why. I mean, I have to make editorial choices and decisions. There are certain things I can say, certain things I can't. I just don't want to pick certain fights over certain things. And I also don't want to be coming across as someone who is like some draconian grizzly git. I'm always trying to think bigger picture for parkrun as a whole. Hope that, I'm sure that came across. Anyway, right. Bruce Ford. I need to say Bruce Fordyce. I struggle with that. Whenever I say Bruce Forsyth or Bruce Fordyce, I always mix the two up now. Good game, says Anthony O'Brien. Right. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for joining me once again. Hope you've enjoyed the live. Hope it's given you an hour of distraction on a Sunday night. One more week till Christmas time. Let's pick her up. Come on. Oh, baby girl. We're going now anyway. You can come and give me a call and sit on my lap. For the rest of the evening till bedtime. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, well done, Nicola, for your 650. No doubt I will hear about it all on Tuesday morning. Take care. Look after yourselves, people. And I will see you hopefully on Wednesday. Maybe on Christmas Eve. I'd like to do one on Christmas Day. Before you go, if you would like me to do one on Christmas Day, just put it in the comments. No skin off my nose. The only thing I want to watch is Ghosts Christmas Special. And then that'll make me happy. Otherwise, I won't be watching much TV. And yeah, I say, give somebody a bit of company for a short while on Christmas Day. Like I say, let me know below. Take care. If you've enjoyed it on YouTube, don't forget to give us a thumbs up or a like and just engage with it on the Facebooks. Much appreciated. Take care, everyone. Bye.